Why Trinidad and Tobago should reconsider leasing its port to International Container Terminal Services, Inc., ICTSE, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. According to research, ICTSE has been implicated in corruption allegations in the Philippines, particularly regarding the operations at Manila's ports. These allegations include bribery, manipulation of information, and fraudulent transactions related to ownership interests in ICSE. Additionally, ICSE has faced scrutiny over its involvement in a potential bribery scheme in Papua New Guinea. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Manila Port's corruption. ICTSE's president, Christian Gonzalez, has acknowledged the existence of a culture of corruption at Manila's ports, where bribery and manipulation of information are rampant. He also mentioned that manual transactions at the ports may have contributed to the issue. Alleged fraudulent transactions. Plaintiffs in a lawsuit have alleged that ICTSE's chairman, Enrique Razan Sr., and his son, Enrique Razan Jr., made fraudulent transactions to divest ERI's minority shareholders of their stake in ICTSE. Papua New Guinea allegations. ICT has received lucrative contracts to run Papua New Guinea's largest ports, and an investigation by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, OCCRP, revealed potential bribery schemes involving a Singaporean company and ICSI. ICTSE's anti-corruption policy. While ICTSE has stated its commitment to zero tolerance for any form of bribery and corruption, these allegations highlight the challenges in enforcing such policies in the face of systemic issues. The government of Trinidad and Tobago faces a critical decision regarding the lease of its port facilities. While International Container Terminal Services, Inc., ICTSI, may present itself as a global leader in port operations, its track record raises serious concerns. Allegations of corruption, labor disputes, and questionable dealings have followed ICTSE across multiple countries, including Papua New Guinea and Madagascar too. Here are 10 reasons why the government should think twice before entering into an agreement with this organization. 1. Corruption allegations. ICTSE has been implicated in bribery schemes and corruption scandals in other nations, such as Papua New Guinea. This raises questions about its ethical practices and suitability as a partner. 2. Labor disputes. The company has a history of contentious labor relations, including disputes with unions and accusations of exploiting workers. Such practices could lead to unrest and inefficiencies at the port. 3. Reputation risks. Partnering with a company under scrutiny for unethical behavior could tarnish Trinidad and Tobago's international reputation. 4. Economic risks. Corruption and mismanagement could lead to financial losses for the country, undermining the economic benefits of the lease. 5. Lack of transparency. ICTSE has been criticized for its lack of transparency in operations and governance. This could complicate oversight and accountability. 6. Human rights concerns. The company has been accused of working with regimes under investigation for crimes against humanity. This raises ethical questions about its partnerships. 7. Community impact. ICTSI's operations have reportedly led to community disruptions in other regions. This could affect local stakeholders in Trinidad and Tobago. 8. Legal challenges. The company's involvement in legal disputes and sanctions could create complications for the government. 9. Alternative options. There are other reputable port operators with cleaner records that could be considered for the lease. 10. Long-term consequences. A partnership with ICTSE could have lasting negative impacts on the country's economy, governance, and social fabric. In conclusion, the government must prioritize transparency, ethical practices, and the long-term interests of its citizens. Leasing the port to ICTSE could jeopardize these values. Instead, Trinidad and Tobago should seek partners who align with its commitment to integrity and sustainable development. The government of Trinidad and Tobago must stop its dealings with corrupted companies.